Hello, my name is Jacques Chevalier. Welcome to Methods for Participatory Action Research. This tool is called Order and Chaos. It is in Module 1 of your handbook, page 23. The tool helps you choose the planning approach you need to achieve project goals. You can start by reviewing the specific outcomes you'd like to achieve by the end of your project. Write keywords or draw concrete indicators of success on a flip chart. You can then ask yourselves two questions. The first one concerns your chances of success. Are existing conditions conducive to achieving your goals? Or are there major obstacles and little possibility of overcoming them? Discuss all relevant factors and existing conditions and rate your chances of success on a scale of 0 to 10. Take your time to think it through, come to a consensus, or achieve a strong majority view. You can plot the final rating on the vertical line in a flip chart or floor version of the tool diagram. The second question is about your level of knowledge and certainty. That is, what you really know or don't know about existing conditions and what needs to be put in place to achieve your goals. How well do you know what's happening on the ground? Do you have lots of information about what you need to do? A high score indicates that you know exactly what you're getting into. A low score indicates that there are many unknowns and uncertainties at play. Use the horizontal line in the diagram to plot your level of certainty, your degree of comfort with your collective information and knowledge base. Use the two ratings to place a mark in the diagram where they converge. This is your overall assessment. By the way, another option is for each participant to place a dot in the diagram using their own individual ratings. Participants can then discuss the overall distribution of dots, compare their views, and try to come to a consensus or achieve a majority view. The four quadrants in the diagram reflect different planning situations. That is, four different ways to handle difficulties and uncertainties associated with real-life projects. All scenarios are equally valid. They're just different and require a different approach to planning. The top right quadrant reflects a situation where conditions are favorable and where people are well informed about what they're getting into. In this scenario, you can plan in detail as though you were an engineer designing a new building. We call this a blueprint approach because it allows you to plan everything now and faithfully execute the plan with little left to chance. Some projects lend themselves to this approach. The other quadrants of the diagram call for a different approach. They involve some degree of chaos and messiness, like a ship steering through darkness or troubled waters. A score in the two lower quadrants means that there are serious obstacles to overcome along the way. A score on the left side of the diagram means that people are not all that well informed about the conditions and factors affecting their project. Any plan made in these three quadrants should be treated as a working hypothesis, with loose ends and decisions that need to come later in due time based on new information and feedback loops along the way. If you find yourselves in that kind of situation, you should plan to check in and correct your course continuously, much like a health practitioner would when monitoring responses to medical treatment. Any plan made in the top left quadrant is like a wager, an optimistic view of what can be expected, but with limited knowledge of the conditions and factors that may help or hinder progress. A plan made in the bottom left quadrant is like a vision or a dream, an ambitious idea that seems worth pursuing, even though little is known about what it means and whether existing conditions are ripe for making it happen. A plan made in the bottom right quadrant represents a challenge, an outcome that will be hard to achieve for reasons you fully understand, like resolving an old conflict. Once the assessment is completed, participants can discuss immediate measures they can take to improve their chances of success, and also their level of knowledge about existing conditions and ways to succeed. You can plot this improved scenario in the diagram and then draw an arrow from the current assessment to the scenario that you're aiming for. Moving in this direction towards the top right corner is often a good idea. However, keep in mind that some projects may be stuck in the engineering mode. Project goals and activities lack ambition and have become routine and somewhat stale. The scenario that you should be aiming for may actually lie in quadrants other than the top right.
Hi, my name is Daniel Buckles. This example is from a project on the housing rights of the Katkari, a highly marginalized indigenous group living on the outskirts of Mumbai in India. The assessment was prompted by a group of Katkari women who contacted my colleague Bansi after a landowner put a barbed wire fence around their hamlet and tried to evict them. We made plans to convene the community and local authorities and plotted the task in the upper right quadrant, thinking that existing laws would be enough to protect them from eviction. At first, the project seemed straightforward. Factors seemed favorable and the outcome predictable. However, 6 months later, we could see that protecting Katkari housing rights was a difficult challenge. Bribes by the landlord undermined community solidarity and weakened the resolve of local authorities to do the right thing. We also learned that many other Katkari communities were in a similar vulnerable situation. Rapidly rising land prices motivated landowners to evict people and sell the land. Still, the team felt it could plan for success in the upper right quadrant by doing two things. It could build the confidence and organizational skills of selected communities. It could also shift its attention from local authorities to regional authorities with strong mandates to protect indigenous groups and legal obligations to stop evictions. The team adjusted plans accordingly and eventually met its goals.